killing machine with a need to bleed you when the light goes green. Best believe I'm in the zone to be. From my yin to my yang to my yang to see. Put a grin on my chin, come to me cause I'll win. I'm one of a kind and I'll bring death to the place you're about to be. Another river of blood running under my feet. Forged in a fire lit long ago. Stand next to me, you'll never stand alone. I'm last to leave, but the first to go. Hardcore is the only way I know. I'm bringing up the fear of the devil inside of the enemy faces in my sight. Aim with a hand, shoot with a mind, kill with a heart like Arctic ice.
I am a devil dog, I'm marching on.
I am a devil dog, I'm marching on.
I am a warrior and this is my song.
I am a warrior and this is my song. I'm basking in the glow of the rising war, laying waste to the ground of an enemy shore. Wait till the blood spilled on the floor, and if another one stands, I'll kill some more. Bullet in the breach and a fire in me, like a cigarette thrown in gasoline. If death don't bring you fear, then death ain't brought by no Marine. Come to the nightmare, come to me, deep down in the dark where the devil leads. In the wall with the jaws and the razor teeth, where the brimstone burns and the angel wins. Call to the gods if I cross your path, and my silhouette hangs like a body bag. Hope is a moment, now I'll pass. The shadow of death is the one I cast. I am a devil dog, I'm marching on. I am a warrior and this is my song. Hell has no demon I won't overcome.
I cannot hear you.
I am a warrior and this is my song.
For more than 200 years, our Corps has done two things for this great nation. We make Marines and we win battles.
Hoorah!
Never forget that. You're first Marines. And not all the communists in hell can overrun you.
Now I live lean and I mean to inflict the grief, and the least of me is still out of your reach. The killing machine's gonna do the deed until the river runs dry and the last breath leaves. Head in the air with a head held high, I'll stand in the path of the enemy line. Feel no fear, know my pride. For God and country I'll end your life. I am a devil dog, I'm marching on. I am a warrior and this is my song. Hell has no demon I won't overcome.
Never forget that.
I am a warrior and this is my song. I'll make the devil himself turn and run. I am a warrior and this is my song. Into the fire I will keep marching on. Hoorah! Marine Corps, get some!
Take me to the brig so I can see the real Marines.
Hello, viewers on YouTube. How you doing? What show are we on?
Truth is viral.
The truth is viral, people. So take 2 penicillins and call me in the morning.
Deep down in places you don't talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Keep this frequency clear.
And now it's conspiracy. See, they've made that something that should not be even entertained for a minute. That powerful people might get together and have a plan. Doesn't happen. You're a kook. You're a conspiracy buff.
You're watching The Truth is Viral, the only news program on the internet trusted to deliver the truth since 2008. And now, here's your host, Mr. Bobby Powell.
Welcome back to The Truth is Viral. My name is Bob Powell, and yes, I am still alive by the grace of God and a wonderful cardiologist. She had my follow-up appointment with her today, and well, I'll tell you what, she's my kind of people. We got to talking about my cigar smoking, and she says, "Go ahead, it's okay. I don't want you to hate life. I love this woman. She's great. Okay, so tonight I'm going to take down 3 traitors. Not just one. A lot of you are tuning in to see what I was going to say about Peter T. Santilli, my best friend who I recently found out is a federal operative. Notice I didn't say informant. He is an informant, but it goes much deeper than that. And I have the receipts. But he's not nearly as important as these first 2 people that I'm going to talk about tonight. And, well, why don't we just get right to it? I'm not, normally I would save the best part for last, but I'm just going to go ahead and drop the nuke right away, okay? Here we go. Oh, while you guys need to share this and make sure that you subscribe to my Substack, because tomorrow this channel might be gone. And don't forget about Rumble. That's where I'm at. Okay, so this little bit of drama started on January 6th of 2021, the day of the insurrection, which I've come to call the Fedsurrection. And that's because I've got proof of it. So I've been dealing with all kinds of grief from mainstream media, from politicians. Nobody wants this story out. They either don't believe it, or 'cause it is incredible, it truly is, or they are on the wrong side. So I'll give you the quick and dirty so that you know exactly what I'm talking about. On January 6th, just about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I went up the Capitol steps following a crowd, and as soon as I got up there, I recorded a young man by the name of Hunter Imke from Glendora, California, breaking a door or a window in a Senate office. You're watching that video now. Capitol Hill police arrested Imke, which they absolutely should have, and then they let him go. They took his driver's license and told him to get out of there, which is exactly what they did. Then they stood around for about 10-15 minutes in front of that window, making sure that nobody else was going to go in, because the crowd was saying, we're going to go in there. You just heard it when they were arresting Imke. We're going to go in there. You can't stop us from going in there.
It's only a matter of time and we're all going through there. We're going in.
That's what they said. So they're standing there in front of the window, and a radio transmission comes over their air, and the person on the other end asks, how many officers do you have deployed? And this fellow on the very right, wearing a blue mask, told them 8. They had 8 officers deployed to protect that window. I went up to that officer and I told him, there are 9 defenders here. I told him, I am a United States Marine. Nobody is going into the Capitol through a broken window on my watch. If you need help, I'm there for you, brother. Imagine my surprise when I hear another radio transmission. This one ordering them to displace from that window, leaving it completely undefended. That's what caused me to turn my camera on. I would have had it rolling the whole time, but I'd lost a camera earlier on the second flight of stairs going up the east side of the Capitol, and it was later picked up by a Capitol Hill police officer. That's a whole other story we'll get into later. But this important part right here, is that these officers were ordered to leave that broken window undefended. So I'm standing there picking up glass for souvenirs. You know, this, I didn't know what was going on, but I wanted some something to take home as a souvenir. So I was picking up glass, and this fella that had come up the steps with me, dressed all in black, with a military radio, wearing a balaclava over his face. He's asking me, why don't you guys open up the rest of the window and go inside? So I replied, well, that'd probably be illegal.
Why don't you guys open up the rest of it?
Because I think that'd probably be illegal.
Oh, I know my glasses. I got my...
I'm just picking up garbage. So I go back to picking up the glass, putting it in my pocket, and then I hear the loud crunching from behind me. And I swing my camera around just in time to catch this man pulling that broken window entirely from its frame. He steps aside to let people go into the Capitol through that Senate office building. A young man by the, well, I'm not going to say his name because he asked me not to, but I have, his name's Gavin, I'm not going to say his last name, but he rushed in towards the window. I thought he was going to go inside, so I moved to intercept. Do not go in there! Okay, so mystery man in black, I'm going to call him undercover number 1. Now he sees my camera. And the fact that I'm wearing a press helmet, he realizes that his actions are being recorded. So he does a complete 180. Instead of allowing people to go inside the window, facilitating their entry by pulling the window from its frame, undercover number 1 starts fighting with Gavin. And he's gaslighting him, saying, why are you breaking that window? Gavin was 15 feet away when this guy was pulling the window out. But he didn't know how long I'd been recording. So basically, he's covering his own ass, right? And, you know, as soon as he gets done fighting with Gavin, this guy melts off into the crowd, never to be seen again. A few minutes later, I'm over at the east entrance doors where a crowd is trying to go inside, and I'm taking video. And I'm standing just outside the doors when I feel hands on my back. And a man in my left ear yelling, hold the line, hold the line, hold the line. He's pushing me towards the Capitol doors.
Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line!
Just before I get inside, being forced inside, mind you, Capitol Hill police unleash a barrage of pepper spray. Moves the whole crowd back, forces me out. I'm blind now. I can't see a doggone thing. But I turn around and my camera catches this guy holding the door open with a baton and, you know, pushing people inside. Ford Fisher, another independent journalist who he's the editor-in-chief of News to Share, received some footage by a videographer by the name of Paul Mulholland, who caught this guy from the other angle. I want you to check that out.
Oh, sorry. How many people we still got on the lawn? Everybody on the lawn, please.
that footage is much more clear. You can get a really good look at this guy's profile, right? And my favorite part of Mulholland's footage is when undercover number 2, the guy in the brown, wearing a brown balaclava with the military radio, he gets hit in the face with a pepper ball. And that's the end of him. I hope it hurt. I really do. Scumbag. So, ever since I got that footage, I've been receiving tremendous pushback from everybody. Nobody wants to know anything about it, right? Well, I'm a United States Marine. I have the tenacity of a devil dog with a stake. And I'm doing everything that I can, working 16, 18 hours a day, emailing everybody that I can think of. Everybody in media, politicians, sending them private messages on Facebook. I'm getting zero joy, right? No responses whatsoever. Like I said, they either didn't believe it, because it really is incredible, or they want to keep it suppressed. Well, I found a way around their censorship. I've been attaching read receipts to my emails last 6 months. None of them are getting through. But I found a way around it. And I was able to get on One American News with Dan Ball. And in October, 1st of October, I was on Greg Kelly's show on Newsmax. The day after Greg Kelly's show, where I presented this footage in front of millions of people, PayPal suspended my account. And that's another theme that's been going on. February 2nd, Google and YouTube demonetized me. Twitter deleted my account 5 minutes after I sent footage to the Capitol Hill police asking who these guys were. So, I also on the 15th, I informed the FBI of what I had recorded. I sent them 29 minutes of high-definition footage. As of today, February 11th, 2022, more than 13 months later, neither of these men have been arrested. They don't appear in any of the 720 plus indictments. I've checked all of them. There's no video of these guys on the FBI website. There's no video of them on the FBI's YouTube channel. There are no pictures of them on the FBI's website or on Facebook, where they're asking people, who are these people that were at the Capitol on January 6th? So, and my repeated phone calls and emails to the FBI have gone unanswered. That is unprecedented. I graduated from journalism school in 1986. I have sent thousands of letters back in the day, emails, made hundreds of phone calls to government agencies of all sizes, from local, county, state, federal. It doesn't make any difference. They are always returned. Always. It's a law. Okay? But as of today, February 11th, 2022, I have yet to receive any kind of love from the FBI at all. Not a phone call, not a reply to any of my emails, nothing. They don't want to hear about it. I even offered to come in and give them a statement and all of the video that I shot on the 5th, 6th, and 7th. The only caveat was I wanted to bring my lawyer with me. They didn't respond to that offer either. They've arrested or talked to everybody that was within a mile of the Capitol on January 6th, except for me. And Gavin, the guy that was fighting with the undercover agent. He hasn't been contacted by the FBI either. Kind of strange, no? I mean, he was right there in the thick of it. We both were. You'd think they would at least want to talk to us. And it's not like I've been avoiding them. Like I said, I've sent them at least 3 emails offering to come in and give them a statement. Okay, so I tell them, I'll be happy to come in and let you have anything you want. You want video? I got it. You want pictures? I got them. You want my statement? Be happy to give it to you. Again, nothing. Absolute silence from the FBI.
Now, I'm standing here today telling you God's truth, speaking in the name of and with the authority of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because I am telling you the truth. It was the FBI and not Trump supporters who led the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th.
So here we get to November 20th, 2021. And another friend of mine, Kerry Bentivolio, former United States Congressman from the state of Michigan, tells me he wants to talk to me. So let's go over this conversation with Kerry Bentivolio from my Facebook Messenger. I had contacted Kerry and I asked him, do you have any direct contact information for the Trump team? Anyone at all? Kerry replies, no. I'm shut out by the Michon. He's referring to Michon Maddock. Rabid never Trumper, who blocked me on Facebook a long time ago because I had asked her if she could help me get to the Trump team, show them my video. She absolutely refused, and then she blocked me. So I told Kerry I'm half tempted to go to Mar-a-Lago and wait till he goes golfing, speaking of President Trump, and fly a drone with a thumb drive attached right to him. I told him, I'm getting frustrated, Kerry. So many powerful people I know have the video, yet it's not being talked about by anyone. I asked him, any idea what gives? He says, yes. I wish we could have met up. I reply, we both still live in Michigan, right? There's a network that wants me to do an in-studio interview sometime in the near future. Their studio is near Toledo, which is a long drive from Alpena. I wouldn't mind dropping back by on my way and shoot the breeze. He gives me a thumbs up and he says, Bay City's halfway. I said, yep. I have a question that you might be able to help me with, considering the people that you know. I've been told that my life is in danger. Is it, to the best of your knowledge? Kerry replies, no. And then I ask, am I being protected? To which he says, we should meet. I told him, I think so. A lot of weird stuff going on up here. Might not wait until the interview. Are you busy tomorrow? I can be in Bay City for a late lunch. Kerry says, yes, I dropped the grandkids off to church at 10 a.m. I told him I'll text you when I'm on my way. Have a good night, brother. He gives me a thumbs up and then tells me where to meet him. Meaty's Roadhouse, Barbecue and Sausage Shack in Bay City. And you guys know how I love my meat. I love that nasty pig, right? So I asked him, is noon good? And he says, yeah. I said, I'll see you there. He apparently carries in the mood for ribs, too. And by the way, they've got great ribs, okay, if you want to go in there and get some ribs. On the 21st at 10:10 in the morning, he says he's leaving with one stop. Takes him an hour and a half to get there. I told him I'm leaving with no stops. I'll be there at 12:30. He says it's an out-of-the-way place in a residential area. Go back through the store. And I asked him, Brandon Hall wants to write a story about my video and experiences since January 6th. Do you think he'll do right by it? Brandon Hall is the editor-in-chief of West Michigan Politics. Said he wants to put my story on his site with additional commentary from me in response to whatever questions he might have. Nothing to do with you at all. So Kerry gives me a thumbs up, and I said to you, I just wondered if you knew him. Is he a straight shooter? Kerry says yes. Give him a thumbs up. Then he says something that is so ironic, considering the circumstances. Never trust anyone in politics. They shift like the wind. Talk about prescient. Foreshadowing, foretelling. Never trust anyone in politics. So I meet Kerry at the Rib Shack in Bay City. And after our initial pleasantries, we sit down, order our lunch and whatnot. Kerry asks me, Bobby, what would it take to get you to stop talking about your January 6th video? I said, well, why would I do that? And he tells me because Ron Weiser wants you to. You know who he is, right? And I said, well, yeah, he's the chairman of the Michigan GOP. Why would he want me to stop talking about this? Kerry says, how about $100,000? I kind of laugh a little bit. Are you serious? No. He says, Congressman Bentivolio says, how about $200,000? Okay, now, I'm starting to get the idea that he's serious. And I say, look, Kerry, you go back and you tell Ron Weiser that he does not have enough money to buy my honor or my silence. You tell Ron Weiser that if he wants me to stop talking about my video, he's going to have to kill me. And Kerry Bentivolio, former congressman from the state of Michigan, told me that could be arranged. Now, I don't know whether that was a threat or a warning. I can't read the man's mind. What I can tell you is exactly what he said. And I just did. So I'm kind of freaked out a little bit right about now. And I say, well, this is, pretty wild, Kerry. I said, are you serious? He says, yeah, do you really think my life's in danger? And then Kerry backpedals a little bit. He says, nah, you're not that important. So I'm important enough to offer $200,000 to shut my mouth, but not important enough to kill over? Six weeks later, back up just a second. I had to sell my house because without the revenue stream from ad revenue and donations that were coming in through PayPal, I couldn't afford it anymore. So I sold my house. It was supposed to close end of December. I couldn't get it closed fast enough. I really did want to get out of Michigan. I don't have a death wish. But I bought a truck and a fifth wheel with the proceeds from my house. And as soon as I could, I beat feet down to Florida. First thing that I did on December 8th, I took a video or a thumb drive with my video on it, along with a written narrative of everything that's happened to me since January 6th of last year to Governor DeSantis' office. I got all dressed up and everything. My first new suit in like 30 years. Got to look good if you're going to hang with the hoi oligoi, right? The rich folks, the fancy folks. Can't go in there wearing Walmart shorts and t-shirts, right? They need to take me seriously, because this is serious. Hand to God, I am telling you the honest truth. I am not lying. Everything that you're going to hear on this show tonight is 100% true. God strike me dead if it's not. So I give this information to Governor DeSantis and his aides anyway. And as of today, February 11th, 2022, I have not been contacted by him. So I don't know what's up with that. All I know is that, to the best of my knowledge, I'm on my own. 6 weeks after Kerry delivered this warning or threat or whatever it was on behalf of Ron Weiser, the chairman of the Michigan GOP, I'm giving a speech at a rally in front of the Pinellas County Jail for Jeremy Brown. I'm showing them my footage that shows 2 undercover agents physically attacking the United States Capitol on January 6, 2021. While I'm speaking, sheriff's deputies arrest a man by the name of Garrett James Smith, 22, from a neighboring town.
So what is all this about suspicious devices? Cops are saying that there are suspicious devices here. We find some of these suspicious devices.
We get to go over to conservative grounds. I don't know if you're okay with it, but let's bring a rendezvous point over to conservative grounds.
There's a suspicious
We'll
device.
continue the rest of this at conservative grounds.
Sorry. So, what is exactly going on?
There is a device in the area.
Oh, really?
A suspicious device.
And who reported this?
A supervisor.
Explosives and homemade grenades stuffed with nails, all found in the backpack and home of the 22-year-old man named Garrett Smith, arrested near this January 6th protest outside the Pinellas County Courthouse last night. This is Nightside. I'm Carolina Lee. The protest was in support of a man arrested and accused of participating in the insurrection. But as 10 Tampa Bay's Miguel Octavio explains, detectives are still trying to figure out Smith's motive.
Yeah, it could have been very destructive, and he could have hurt a lot of people.
It was his 22nd birthday, and investigators say Garrett James Smith spent it carrying a backpack with an explosive device near this crowd of protesters outside the Pinellas County Courthouse. They don't know why.
Smith has no criminal history, no social media accounts that we can find, and there's no prior intelligence information about Smith.
And deputies say Smith isn't talking. Dressed in all black, Smith was across the street from the crowd. Deputies don't know why Smith held back.
We're fortunate in this situation that something caused Smith to flee before he ignited the explosive device, and the deputies were able to apprehend him.
Detectives say a search of Smith's home turned up 4 devices that looked like grenades. Each was packed with nails. Deputies also found a note titled Direct Action Checklist. It was a list of equipment like a gas mask, duct tape, and handcuffs. No one was injured, but Sheriff Gualtieri said Smith is the kind of person that worries law enforcement. He had no history of problems, made no threats on social media, and seemed to come from nowhere.
There's no opportunity to intervene and thwart their criminal activity until they actually act.
Deputies say Smith also spent time in Portland. Officers say he had a helmet with symbols from a group that staged protests there. Pinellas detectives are still trying to determine if Smith had any connections to that group and what his motive was. He is not cooperating with investigators. Smith is being held in jail on $300,000 bond.
He's a member of Antifa. Sheriff Bob Gualtieri says that he had been to Portland for terrorist training to become what the sheriff called a sleeper cell. This kid lost his nerve at the last second and did not throw the nail-studded, wire-wrapped pipe bomb that he had brought to murder me and maim or kill 100 other people. He's sitting in the Pinellas County Jail at this minute with a $300,000 bond. That's kind of unnerving to know that at any minute somebody might try to take my life because of what I recorded on January 6th. 6 weeks between a death threat from the chairman of the Michigan Republican Party and an actual assassination attempt is too much of a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. That boy was sent there to kill me. He's a throwaway asset, what the government calls a kite. Somebody that they can use and then sever ties with. Just like you're cutting a kite string. Whoosh, it's gone. So that's where we are with Congressman Kerry Bentivolio and Ron Weiser, the chairman of the Michigan Republican Party, and a heavy-duty fundraiser, too. This man has got deep pockets, access to a lot of money. And now I'm in Florida, in my fifth wheel, moving around every couple of days. So anybody that might be after me is going to have a pretty hard time trying to find me. Do you have any idea how many mobile homes and fifth wheels there are down here? Especially in the wintertime. Everybody wants to be in Florida. It's hell trying to find a spot in a campground. So I'm boondocking it quite a lot. I learned that term recently, boondocking. That's where you just go to somebody's house and set your trailer in their lawn for a night or two. Or go to Walmart for a night and sleep there. So that's all I got to say right now about Congressman Bentivolio and Chairman of the Michigan Republican Party, Ron Weiser, because that's all I know. In just a minute, I'm going to come back and I'm going to take care of a special piece of business, a real special shitbird. My best friend, Peter Thomas Santilli. A man that I know now to be an FBI operative. Not just an informant. He's got a job to do. And he's being well paid by the FBI to do it. I'll be right back.
I'm Pete Santilli, and you're watching The Truth is Viral.
Do not click away. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
And I don't want no one to cry, but tell them if I don't survive, I was born free. I was born free. I was born free. Born free.
Now, I'm standing here today telling you God's truth, speaking in the name of and with the authority of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because I am telling you the truth. It was the FBI and not Trump supporters who led the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th.